I love flying airplanes, and I do it maybe for a different reason than some, but for me, it's about feeling more connected to aviation as a whole and applying that understanding to how to fly my parachute or my body, or it's
Right.
the same, lift, thrust, drag, and weight, baby. It's the physics of inertia and the airspeed attrition of dirty forms and things like that. It all really helps you feel it out in a slow environment where you can talk with your instructor and experiment with the aircraft and feel it, actually feel the changes. I love it. Yeah, I think every skydiver should spend at least an hour of flight time, just experimenting with how it works and separating in your mind, roll, pitch, and yaw as independent axes of movement that allow you to manipulate your reality. You're a pilot. You just happen to fly a fabric airfoil, but it doesn't make you less of a pilot.
The
That's
roll pitch and yaw is control. It's not controlled independently here, but
right. Well, I mean, to a certain degree, yes, a little bit with some of it, but yeah, obviously we don't have a rudder. It'd be
yeah,
nice. I've experimented with rudders and things like that, and it's not that.
of course you have.
Of course, I have, and that was really complicated. Like how can I create a control surface that vectors, sort of in an angular way with respect to the yaw axis, and if you get too powerful with that force, like a toggle does, it's called line twists because we don't have the structural integrity when we've got the suspended load separate from, well, potentially separate from the wing itself. Um, I feel like when we're pulling positive G's, we're not separate from the wing. We are one entity. We work together, but it's separatable. Like when you come off of the brakes and you get zero G's or less G's, yeah, they can do their own separate things. But it's one of the key concepts that I've been trying to get across in a myriad ways that maintaining line tension is the secret to being in control.
Yeah. Well, and then there's people like me who go up and try to lose the line tension just for fun, but that's just for fun.
Adrenaline junkies. Oy, oy.
I'm definitely not an adrenaline junkie, but it is
Well,
fun.
in that context, I mean, are you doing it for some specific function that improves your safety?
Well, it is. Well, it is true that I'm doing it to get out of my comfort zone and to
Yeah.
expand my comfort zone.
And that's not wrong. That's not bad. It's just non-utilitarian from a certain perspective.
Well, none of skydiving is utilitarian from any perspective.
For most people, it's not. But if the airplane's on fire, or you need to, deliver someone or something to a remote location, it can
True, that's true.
be useful.
That's
Uh,
true.
but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Actually, expanding my comfort zone is probably the most utilitarian thing I do nowadays because, like if I got into a situation in crew or if I did have to bail out of an emergency airplane, right? It's important for me to stay calm in those cases.
Yeah, yeah. When your heart jumps up into your throat in those moments when you have, for instance, zero G's and your parachute's trying to do something that you don't want it to do, to keep yourself at least calm enough, right? You're not going to be calm, but calm enough that you can see and perceive and take an action that's going to be constructive instead of the gut, sort of inner freaked out monkey, that doesn't fly an airplane. It doesn't fix end cell closure. So I think it's wise to explore those edges so that we can become a little more comfortable in our places of uncertainty.
Uh,
I think it's extremely constructive. Yeah, it's just not, like you say, immediately apparent as to why. Why the hell would somebody want to scare the hell out of themselves? So they can become a little less scared, through that process of systematic desensitization and the exploration of actual risk in relationship to perceived risk. They might not be the same thing.